Welcome back to my channel. Ben here with Ben Ventures, and I'm on the trails again. I'm going to try and head over to another heritage site. It's near a park called Minnekhada around my area. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. I'm cruising around on my Cube Reaction 400 watt e-bike. Just doing some more testing, and this thing is so much fun. But the weather's perfect. It's probably around 10 or 11 degrees Celsius. I'll give it 10 Fahrenheit as always. And let's go hit the trails. So on this trip, I purposely put some more items in my backpack to kind of test it out. So I have my super heavy lock. It's like a kryptonite lock. I brought that. It weighs a ton. And some other bits and bobs to kind of test it out, what it's like with heavier weight. So far, I haven't turned the power on at all. Mind you, again, it's been all downhill up to this point, so not so bad. But we'll see after 30 or 40 minutes of biking how it feels on my butt, because it's just extra weight on me. So, but as far as the bike's concerned, on flat areas so far, on a higher gear, it's totally not bad at all. So. There has been so much rain over the last few days that you have all these washouts. These are not normally here. Check it out. Just a massive, so this is Coquitlam River right here, and it's just massively flowing. Yeah, it just comes up and over here. It's all flooded in here, as you can see. Crazy. I am really happy with the front suspension on this bike. It's really smooth. I barely feel a thing. So I definitely know I could take this bike on some rougher trails. I just haven't got a chance to do that yet. But yeah, the suspension's great. So I'm going to be jumping on a different part of the dike today. So usually I go on the right side, which takes me to a bridge called Pitt Bridge. But I'm taking the left entrance this way, which should take me to a park called Minnekhada Park. And that's where, at the end of it, sort of nearby there, I can maybe get to that heritage site. If not, I know where to go from the main road. So worst case scenario, it's off the beaten path, awesome day regardless. So yeah, the weather's absolutely perfect. The birds are chirping. Spring is definitely here in full force. After all that long depressing rain, it's nice to see some sunshine, so I'll take it while I have it. So this road here, over along there, That's where the road directs you right to the Heritage site straight. So I'm hoping that that trail there where that gentleman's walking will take me all the way around and then back into Minnekhada Park in behind there. Hopefully, so we will see. But let's hit the trails. This is a beautiful starting point of a lake called Pitt Lake. Yeah, so the entire length of this lake here is around 25 kilometers long. So it's actually not as big as I thought it was. When you're cruising on a boat for some distance, it feels like a lot longer, but there's a lot of parts in the lake where you have to slow down because it's really shallow and really narrow in a lot of areas. The key thing is if you see birds standing near where you're boating, the water's too shallow. But in comparison, Harrison Lake, which is in a city called Harrison's, about 80 kilometers in length or so. So it kind of gives you an idea of how big that actual lake is. But once you cruise along this lake for a while, there's tons of really old cabins that have been there for a number of years. That's pretty neat, actually. So I guess these families have passed down these cabins from over the years. I had taken a boat one point all the way to the end of this lake, and at the very end of the lake there's an abandoned logging camp, I guess you will, but it's massive. There's just tons of abandoned cars and ambulances and tools and warehouses and all that stuff. It's pretty spooky and eerie. So I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever been on this side of the dike. And so I was just speaking to a lady who said that it does eventually connect to the road I need to get to the old house, which is like a heritage site kind of thing where government officials used to visit. And I'll give a bit of information on the site when I get there as well. But yeah, I'm going the right direction. So I'm trying to go as long as I can without using the battery. And so far so good, but I'm starting to get a little tired here. But that's the beauty about this electric bike, is that you can boot all around on it as long as you want until you get tired, and then you just kick in the motor and you're fine. So I'm still getting the workout that I want, and I'm still getting to the destinations I want to get to. So pretty cool. I love this thing. All right, we're gonna turn the power on here, and for the first time I'm like 3/4 of the way through the journey, but we're just gonna put it on tour mode just for a bit of an assist past this area. There we go. Now we're cooking with fuel. Yeah, this is the time of the year where the bears start to come out, and this Dyke trail is so littered with bears. There's bear signs everywhere. So, and actually in hindsight I should have brought my bear bangers and bear spray today, but I forgot. as usual. Made it to the Minnekhada Lodge, and apparently there's a wedding going on right now, so I'm not going to go elsewhere on the property. I don't even know if I'm allowed on the property, but yeah, let's get some information for you guys about this this lodge here. So Minnekhada Lodge began construction in 1934 and it finished it in 1937. It was owned by a family called the Hamber family, and the designer of this house, his name was Bernard Palmer. And Bernard Palmer was actually later involved in the design of the Lions Gate Bridge here in British Columbia as well. So this house, or lodge I should say, had many visitors, including Winston Churchill, and it's believed that Princess Elizabeth visited in 1939 with her father at the time, King George VI. It's such a beautiful home, and you can have weddings here, you can book a room to stay. It's pretty neat. So I'm going to head down to the Minnekhada Park area. And it looks like there's a lake here. I had no idea that there's a lake up here. It's either a lake or it's just flooded and it looks like a lake, but let's go check it out. I'm just gonna check to see on my maps here if this is a lake. And it doesn't look like it is. I think it's just it just flooded from the rain. That's how much water and rain there was over the last little while. Yeah, this is not a lake. There's like creeks and I don't know if that's a river or not, but oh yeah, so they call it the Marsh Trail, so that's a marsh for sure. See some people walking along the trail. I'm gonna go bike along here and see what it looks like. It looks gorgeous. Oh, that's too bad. No cyclists allowed. Which I understand, it's quite narrow, right? And you want this to be as quiet as possible for hiking around this area, so I totally get it. I don't see any signs going the opposite direction though, so I'm gonna sort of boot over there to see if bikes are allowed that direction. I'm assuming it just goes all the way around and they're not allowed all the way around, so I'll have a gander and see if I can't check it out. If not, that's fine. I got to come up here and check it out. So let's go see on the other side. Well, it looks like I got denied again. No cyclists. But you know what though? This spot here, I think when I went to Minnekhada, I was very, very young, probably like 10 years old. I don't even remember. But this is a spot where maybe I'll grab a pack and I'll do sort of a day video where I show you guys the rest of this marsh and kind of what the trail looks like. Maybe I'll bike up here and then I'll hike the rest of the way, because it's a pretty easy bike ride to get up here, and I've barely used any battery at all. So maybe that'll be the plan. But for now, I'm going to hang out here for a bit, and then I'm going to hit the road again and try and find some food to eat. Maybe set up a hammock somewhere. I haven't decided yet, but that might be on one of the trails heading back. I found like this offshoot trail. Doesn't show like to be private property or anything, so I'm going to see where it goes. I can't resist myself. Looks like a road that turns into like a grass trail. So, I don't know what part of the property, if this is part of the property or what. It's crazy. It's like an old grass trail that seems to just keep going. I don't know where this goes. Huh. Oh, I turned it to turbo mode by accident. Let's turn that back down to touring. I have no idea where this goes. I see bike tracks though that go in here somewhere. So huh. This might go to somebody's actual property, like their farm property, or it's an old trail that has overgrown. I don't know. Weird. Okay, it just ends here. Dang it. I was hoping it went somewhere magical, but no, it just goes to a swamp. Yeah, there was a really sad story recently in the news in this area where we had a crazy huge rainfall, and it's completely just swept a home away. Unfortunately, the person perished. It's really, really sad story. But yeah, I remember reading that in the news, and this is the area where it happened. I don't know exactly where, like where the actual area is, but that was some really heavy rainfall we have. I mean, we get a lot of rain where we are, but this was like a downpour for days. They called it a something bomb. I can't remember what it was called, but yeah. Oh boy. I can feel the weather change in the air again. And I'm seeing some crazy rain clouds up in front of me, so I think I'm gonna get rained on. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time to set up the hammock and chill by the river and eat some food, but we'll see. Maybe it'll hold off for a bit. We'll see. I'll keep monitoring. Alright, made a bit of a pit stop here at Hell Crust Pizza, just in my area. Oh yeah. Pretty decent pizza. And I'm gonna mow down on this, and hopefully the rain holds out, because I wouldn't mind setting up the hammock on the way back home, so we will see. Well, doesn't look like I'm gonna escape the rain, as you can see. So I think my trip has been cut short a little bit. Yeah, I ate some pizza at that Hell Crust Pizza. It was okay. Out of a 10, maybe a 6 or 7. I guess it was probably sitting under the heater for a while, I don't know, but yeah. Oh, actually it's starting to rain on me right now, so yeah, I think I'm gonna boot on home in the old turbo mode. So thanks for watching the video, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.